Welcome back to another week of some notes. This section should be fairly easy with the use of Desmos, so make sure that you have access to Desmos. But it's very important because we will use it every single unit from here on out. It's going to make solving equations so much easier. So if you think about in Algebra 1, they always made you do this step and then this step and then this step, show all your work, so forth and so on. For class, we're no longer going to have to do that. So we're going to be able to use graphing technology instead. So we're going to use a graph to solve an equation. So Algebra 1, you would add 12 to get 15, 5x equals 15, divide by 5. So x equals 3 if we do it the traditional way, right? So let me put those out in steps there. Algebra 1 made you do this. And maybe you had to do it some in geometry when solving. Okay? Now, what does that look like if I'm going to use a graph? That makes it sound harder, but I promise it's easier. So you're going to split at the equal sign. Okay. So we need to remember 5x minus 12. We need to remember 3. In Desmos, I'm going to go over here and say y equals 5x minus 12. And then in y2, I'm going to put y equals 3. So notice what I did here. I took the equation and put each expression in as y equals. So right here, 5x minus 12, y equals 3. I look for the intersection point. The intersection point is 3, 3. So I'm going to make a little note here. Because remember, these are our notes that we look back on in case we need help with another one. 3, 3. I always use the x value only because notice there is no y in this equation. So I only care about the x value to get x equals 3. Okay? So again, we can do that with any equation. If we have absolute values, if we have quadratics, so that parabola, that's the word I'm looking for. All of those things we can graph with. If it intersects twice, that just means that x equals 2 things. So if I had something like this, where it crosses here and here, it just means x equals this answer and x equals this answer. So try the other one on your own, and then try a practice problem.